Bichara Supply Chain, highlighting and showcasing solutions for the most complex challenges facing the industry in 21st century by our team of subject matter experts and mentors. Broadcasting every week, all year round, we will present the most up-to-date series of podcasts and webinars.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bichara Supply Chain, the podcast. This is Nur Hadi, your host, and today we're going to talk about drive better returns from S&OP. And with me now, Frederick Gomer. He is a partner at B2G Consulting. B2G is an implementation-focused consulting company, and he is based in Singapore. So thank you for joining us, Frederick, and welcome to Bichara Supply Chain.
Yeah, thanks, Nuradi, and hello, everyone. Thanks for having me today.
Mm-hmm. So before we start, can you please tell us a bit about your professional background and what do you do at the B2G?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Nuradi, I'm a partner of B2G Consulting. So I started my career as an industrial engineer, so nothing to do with supply chain, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the opportunity to work in a warehouse design project. And that was my very first experience in, I would say, in logistics. And from that onwards, I've become very passionate about supply chain. So I decided to create a consulting firm with my partner, Muad. I think it's now more than 11 years ago, B2G Consulting, to support many organizations to perform better with more efficient supply chain. So that's I would say my story. So now I'm based out of Singapore to cover Asia mainly, but we also have offices in Paris, Bahrain, and also we are very recently in Chicago for the US market.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So Frederick, talking about the NSOP, can you please tell us what is the sales and operation planning process and what are the main advantages for having a S&OP process?
All right. So S&OP. So what does it mean? So it means first sales and operations planning.
Yep.
So there's a lot of different definitions, and I would give you my definition, at least the one I'm using most of the time. Mm-hmm. It's for me a process, a framework to support management teams to take better decisions. And I would say mainly business decisions, so not only related to supply chain, but generally speaking, business decisions together. And that's a very important point. By together, I mean sharing the same plans, sharing the same data, and having also the same understanding on what needs to be done. And this will usually occur for the mid, the long term. And the overall objective is to make sure that all the different parties, so the management team, reaches the company's objectives. And this is where I would say the definition can vary, because depending on the company, the objectives can be different. It could be to fulfill better customer orders, which means increasing the customer satisfaction in the end. It could be to increase the profit margin, which is by optimizing mainly the supply cost. It could also mean to optimize the asset utilization, reducing inventories, maximizing the productive capacity utilization, for example. So there's not really a standard definition. I mean, you can find a standard definition, but every company has to define somehow what the S&OP, the sales and operations planning, will bring to the table for them. So every company should have its own definition somehow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then how can we improve the alignment among function, data, and technology that impact S&OP and also corporate performance? What is your thought?
In fact, right after the implementation of the sales and operations planning process, you should see an improvement in terms of integration, in terms of planning, in terms of operational performance. So what I didn't mention is for the key advantages that you may see From the SNOP, it's first on the operational performance. The OTD, on time delivery, could be improving the fill rate. It could be reducing the lead time, also the delivery time. And on the other side, you should also see an increase on the financial performance in terms of cost optimization, in terms of working capital, and I mean mainly the inventory reduction, but not only, and also in terms of asset utilization. So those are important aspects that you should see clear improvements right after the implementation of an SNOP. So based on if I have to answer your question and in terms of alignment, that's one of the main benefits. I would even say one of the main roles of the SNOP. It's to align, in fact. So it's to align the teams, the managers across the company, so that they can have the same objectives. They can share the same information, the same plans around the table. It's also an alignment between the top level and the mid level. Usually the top level has a strategic plan, the mid level, they have to run the operational tactical plan. And the SNOP helps to reconnect all the time the operational level to the strategic level, so that the legs, the operational level, always work towards the overall objective, the strategic plans. Also, in terms of technology, it becomes very obvious when you start to work with an SNOP that your system must be integrated to facilitate the data gathering and the analysis of the data. If you don't have a system, an integrated system, you are simply not able to use fully your SNOP. So that's one of the key benefits. So and I would say lastly, in terms of performance, it's a bit funny, but most of the time the way performance is measured or is defined can be debatable amongst the team members. So you can ask how do you measure the on-time delivery, and the way it is calculated might differ depending on who you're asking within the same organization. So once you set up the SNOP, you have to agree on how you're going to measure the performance and what would be the key performance indicators, and you agree on the definition. So even in terms of performance management, you need to have a common understanding, a common agreement on how you're going to measure the performance. So those are, I would say, the benefits on the side benefits in terms of alignment from the SNOP.
And how to develop a framework for assessing a current stage of performance and then prioritizing the performance improvement for company or organization?
Yes, that's a very important question, because when we start an SNOP project with a client, we start to define a baseline. We need to baseline the performance because you need to know what the SNOP will bring to your company. And it's quite complex, when your sales, your revenue is increasing, when your cost is decreasing, it can be due to a number of different factors. So we have to be crystal clear on how the SNOP will improve the overall performance of the company, financially speaking, and also in terms of operational performance. And the key here, the judge is the baseline. So once you have the baseline, you know what would be the added value of such a process. Secondly, it's very important to build the business case to justify the SNOP. The deployment of an SNOP can take anywhere between 6 to 12 months, so which means that the company will have to provide resources internally. They may have also to pay some external consultants. So this has a cost, and they may invest also into a system. So this has a cost, and to justify this cost, you need to build a robust, strong business case to make sure that everyone understands why the SNOP is being deployed, why they have to put so much effort to deploy an additional process that will impact their day-to-day activity.
Yeah,
that's very important.
Mm-hmm. So this is my last question today. So can you please tell us a business case or case study where a better SNOP can boost the ROI?
Yes, so we have implemented, I would say, more than 30 SNOPs, more or less, as for now. And I could tell you many stories about it for days, weeks, if we had time. But I would say mainly on average, what we've seen in terms of benefits from our projects, it's sales increase around 2 to 5%. Just by making sure that the products are available. So there's no additional sales action. It's just making sure that the products are available, and we can increase the top line up to 5%. Reduction of logistics costs, also between 20 to 35%. Inventory reduction up to 60%, depending on the cases. On-time delivery, OTD, improvement, also between 30 to 40%. And lead time reduction, which can vary between 10 to, I would say, 30%. I'm not even talking about the cost avoidance, the risk and the crisis avoidance, the better collaboration, what we mentioned previously in terms of alignment of plan. So those are the hard savings. Now, if I had to share one specific case where I was particularly proud, it was for, interestingly, a mid-sized manufacturing company. So it's not a big group that we used to work for. So they manufacture and distribute exhaust fume systems. And this company had no SNOP. They didn't have any COMEX as well, any executive committee. And just in 3 months of designing and deploying the SNOP, the SNOP was running extremely well. And the CEO took the full ownership of the process, the SNOP process, and used it fully as his business review, his monthly business review. And by just doing that, they see how they could work together better. They had some seasonality issues. So every year they had the same seasonality. They were out of stock all the time. And by using the SNOP, they were able to build in advance some inventories and also make some short-term investment to increase the capacity. Which was the right decision to take, and then increase by 15% the revenue during the seasonality, the peak that they used to have every single year. So that was quite interesting, just in 3 months, which is quite unusual.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so before we close up our conversation today, do you have any final thoughts that you would like to share with our listener?
Yes, it's a very interesting process. It's just not that easy for I would say, the simple reason that you have to have everyone around the table: sales, logistics, operations, manufacturing, the top management, and usually those communities don't have and in some cases they understand sharing their plans as committing on some objectives, especially for the sales guys. So it takes a lot of time on the change management to make sure that everybody understands and appreciates the potential benefits of this process. So beyond the technical aspects of designing the SNOP and deploying it, the key challenge is making sure that the culture can adapt to this the culture of the company can adapt to this new process.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. Thanks for the time, Frederick. See you and goodbye.
At Vichara Supply Chain, we are committed to driving global perspective to embrace technological adaptation in improving process efficiencies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Vichara Supply Chain. And stay tuned for the latest updates. To learn more, visit our website www.vicharasupplychain.com. Thank you for listening to us. We look forward to seeing you at our next episode.